The PGA Junior League team.
PGA Junior League is a fun team golf experience for kids that the entire family can enjoy.
Boys and girls learn the game from PGA and LPGA professionals and have a great time with friends.
Find your team and get ready for a fun and exciting PGA Junior League season.
I want to see you out playing in your jersey and having fun. Visit PGAJuniorLeague.com.
Coming up Thursday, it's draft day. So how many quarterbacks will actually be in the top 10? Will we see teams trade up? We're going to get you ready for all of it. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, Monday morning, 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Thursday, Canty and Carlin, the NFL draft is finally here. Is Will Levis going to sneak in at number 1? Where will C.J. Stroud go? We've got it all. Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Canty and Carlin, followed by our live coverage of the NFL draft on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
When the Stanley Cup playoffs begin on ESPN, anything is possible. So the decorations could get a little out of hand. And a city could get a new landmark. Could the freak flag fly? Could the storm surge? Could it happen for the first time? Could it happen again? Yeah, that could happen. That is playoff hockey. The Stanley Cup playoffs continue on ESPN.
The Dominique Foxworth Show.
I'm trying to be careful to not let my bias leak in too much. I said he was the best quarterback in the draft the year that he came out and no one wanted him. So am I wrong to think that he deserves what Jalen Hurts has gotten?
I don't think so. I think it was wrong to assume that any quarterback other than Patrick Mahomes was going to get the contract that if Patrick Mahomes goes up now, was going to get the contract handed to him that Deshaun Watson got.
Check out the Dominique Foxworth Show anywhere you get your podcast. Center all night. Knicks look to close out the Cavs in Cleveland.
Brunson, fake the give, down the corner, against Levert, between the legs, stop and go, double, splits a shot, gets the bounce.
Can the Lakers pull off the series upset in Memphis?
Kennard taps the rebound to Morant, 36 seconds left in the quarter. Morant drives, in at Schroeder, hangs at the window, scoots, scores!
Plus fireworks all around the MLB.
And turns on this pitch. It's a high drive to right, and it is into the bullpen and gone.
And the road to the Stanley Cup continues.
Kachuk into the far circle, pass up top, Barkov. Over to Kachuk, out in front, Reinhart shot, he scores! Top shelf, a power play goal! Sam Reinhart and the Panthers take the lead once again. It's 3-2 with...
This is Sports Center all night.
Don't do this again, bro. Just go forward.
Just eating. Ask him a question. Mad at me for.
Here's Jay Reynolds.
Sports Center all night. ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80. All the pre-draft work is done. It's about time now to hand in your decision. Let the commissioner announce it. Focus on the NFL on Thursday, but Wednesday, the focus was on the NBA. 4 series picking back up, 3 of them with a chance to end. Perhaps surprisingly, the top seed in the East with its back to the wall. Bucks down 3-1 to Miami. Milwaukee appeared headed to extending this series. They were up 16 in the fourth quarter. Miami, though, with a furious comeback. Fast forward to the closing seconds. Bucks holding a 2-point lead. Miami, one opportunity via an inbounds play. Jimmy to the rim. The catch put up. It's in! He caught it and made it while he was drenched. Inbound. Giannis. It's done with regulation. We're tied at 118 for one reason only. Chips. Buckets. Is there a more entertaining listen? Jason Jackson, 560 WQAM. Jimmy Butler ties the game. Bucks, who appeared headed to a game 6, now finding themselves in overtime of Game 5. Jimmy Butler tying the game, and he would continue to send reminders of what he can do.
Goes out to set a screen. Jimmy didn't need it. Got cut off by Holiday. Spins, fires along two. He got nothing, but then it's 42 for Jimmy Buckets mid-range, just beneath the right wing.
Jimmy Butler leading the Heat to a 128-126 overtime win over the Bucks. Milwaukee eliminated. The 8-seeded Heat, who came out of the play-in, are now moving on. Jimmy Butler, off his 56-point game in Game 4, drops 42 in the Game 5 win.
All right, Jimmy. I know it took an extra 5 minutes, but you guys just went on the road, eliminated the number 1 seed on their home court. How did you guys get this one done?
We were resilient. We were down late. It seemed to be that way a lot during the series. We stayed with it, got some stops, made some huge buckets, and stayed together. That's it. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Yeah.
Jimmy, I know you say playoff Jimmy isn't a thing, but you just followed up a 56-point performance with 40-plus tonight. If it's not the playoffs, what is it that makes you unstoppable?
My teammates, they need me to be that way right now. I will continue to be that way right now. Whatever it takes to win, it could be 40, it could be 50, it could be 0 and 12 assists. I got to be able to do it all.
Now you get to have some rest before the second round. What's the first thing you're going to do these next couple of days?
I'm going to play with my daughter, man. I love her to death. I miss her. I've been away for a very long time. We're going to get ice cream. We're going to the park. We're doing a lot of different stuff.
Jimmy Butler with his 8th career 40-point postseason game, all of them with the Heat. Miami becoming the first 8 seed to win a series since 2012 when the Sixers did it against the Bulls. Overall, the 6th team to do it. First play-in team to win a playoff series. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 38 points, 20 rebounds. In the loss, Giannis, Chris Middleton, 5th duo in NBA history to each scored 30 points in the same playoff game at least 5 times. But the Bucks are headed home, knocked out by Miami in 5. Then there's the 5 seed from the East.
Orange and blue skies! Orange and blue skies!
It's over. For the first time in a decade, the Knicks are moving on to the second round. Knicks fans, celebrate. Honk your horns. It's happening.
I'm thinking finals, baby. I'm thinking finals. Go New York. Go New York. Yeah. Yeah. New York is in the house. Say it now.
Nothing like grooving to some Ace Frehley. And that's pre-Frehley's comment. Knicks taking a 3-1 series lead into Wednesday's Game 5, and fans in the Big Apple listening on 98.7 ESPN New York heard the Knicks close it out 106-95, first playoff series win since beating the Celtics in round 1 in 2013. That was their only series win in the last 20 years until Wednesday. Knicks never trailed in Game 5, third wire-to-wire series clinching win in the last quarter of a century. Coach Tom Thibodeau.
Well, I think, and first I'd like to just congratulate the Cavs on the great year they had. And the JB and his staff did a phenomenal job to put them in the position that they did. So, and that team is so talented. And for us, things clicked for us. And I thought we played well down the stretch of the regular season and carried over into the playoffs. And then we had a number of guys step up. So we took some hits, and maybe the silver lining was, guys were out the last month for us in the regular season. Jalen was out extended amount of time. Julius was out extended, and the other guys played more significant roles in different positions and that sort of thing. And I think that helped us here. And I thought we had a number of guys step up tonight. I thought the way Mitch played just set the tone for everything, and Julius was super aggressive to start the game, and I think that gave us a big lift. And then once we had the cushion, we playing from the lead on road, I think it was huge for us. But the rebounding was really the name of the game.
And the Knicks get the win 106-95 over the Cavs. Cleveland hasn't won a playoff series without LeBron since 1993. ESPN insider Brian Windhorst.
These two teams played 9 times this year, and the Knicks won 7 of them. They are very clearly the better team amongst these two. And what I think I'm taking away from this is that the Knicks aren't really a 5 seed. In the wake of that Josh Hart trade, and just the way they've come together. Like, they are better than their record, and that showed in this series. I haven't been able to say this about too many playoff series I've watched. I think they won every single matchup and every single facet. I don't think there was one area where the Cavs could say that they had an advantage. And the Cavs' issues were bulk and their bench, and boy, did the Knicks exploit them in this one. And getting this victory now potentially is big, because Julius Randle hurt his ankle tonight, could barely walk as he was walking around the bench in the second half, and that could be important for Randle to get a couple of extra days as he looks to try to get that ankle right.
Knicks will now face Miami after the Heat closed out Milwaukee. Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio to the West, where one series had a chance to end, the other pivotal Game 5 for the Warriors and Kings in Sacramento. Home team winning each of the first 4. Not all that surprising, given the track record the Warriors have had with great success at home, mighty struggles on the road. But if Golden State wants to get out of the series as the 6th seed, they need to pick up a win in Sacramento. Wednesday in Game 5, they led by 4 at the half and by 9 heading to the fourth quarter.
Feeds Draymond. He'll lift for 10 and knocks it home. A season-high 21 for Draymond Green.
Shot that off 1 foot, off his left foot with the right foot up in the air.
Most points he scored in any game this season.
Draymond Green finishing with those 21. As for Steph Curry, a 31-point night.
Fox lights a 3, misses. Back-to-back early clock 3-point misses for Sacramento. 5-point lead Golden State with half a minute to go.
They're down 5. They're going to have to foul. They can't let this clock run all the way down.
They're chasing Steph Curry. Sabonis hasn't fouled yet. 8 to shoot. Curry, serpentine wheeling. Now goes to the basket. Got hit and scores. Everything that could have went wrong for Sacramento does, and the Golden State Warriors take a lead of 7 with 22 seconds to go.
And they go on to a 123-116 win over the Kings. Steph Curry, 31 points. Draymond Green, those 21 points, his highest scoring game in more than 5 years. Golden State takes a 3-2 series lead back home to try and close it out. Kevon Looney crashing the boards, 22 rebounds in the win. He had 22 of the Warriors' 43, more than half after the win. He was a guest on the NBA on ESPN Radio.
We executed. We was able to bring the physicality and keep the possession battle almost even. We turned the ball over a little bit, but not as much as we did the first 2 times we was here. And that was all the keys to coming into the game, and we was able to execute.
You certainly did. Hey, Kevon, talk to me about your passing. I'm never surprised when you're defending and blocking shots and finishing on those pick and rolls. Your passing has been unbelievable. Do you feel you're a better passer this year, or am I just sleeping up here and didn't realize you were always this good a passer?
It's a little bit of both. I think I took it to another level this year. It's something that I've been drilling since I've been here, since my rookie year. Steph and Clay draw so much attention. We get the ball in the pocket. We got to be able to make the right decision and to be able to play on this team. So I've been trying to get better at it and get a lot of opportunity this series to make plays and try not to let my team down.
Well, you better tell Steve, even PJ noticed how good a passer I am.
I appreciate it.
Kevon, we always talk about Steph Curry was brilliant tonight. So was Klay Thompson. Well, let's take a moment for Draymond Green. Last time he was in this building, we know what happened. He's come off the bench the last 2. He still gets 31 minutes. He was terrific. What did you see down there?
He made all the big plays, from steals to shots to blocks. Whatever we needed him to do, he went out there and did it. He's most of the time he get credit for his passing and defense. Today he had to be a scorer. I think he had about 20-some points or something like that. He made every big defensive stop down the stretch. And that's why he is who he is. One of the greatest defenders of our era. And it was fun to see him do what he did tonight.
Kevon, 22 rebounds. That ties your postseason. In fact, most rebounds you've had in any game, postseason or regular season. Congratulations and good luck on Friday at home with a chance to close out.
Appreciate it.
Well done, Loon.
Kevon Looney with Mark Kestecher and PJ Carlesimo, NBA on ESPN Radio. Warriors now heading home with a 3-2 series lead. As for the other series in the West Wednesday, the 7th-seeded Lakers taking a 3-1 series lead into Game 5 and a chance to close out the Grizzlies.
Tillman takes the offensive rebound away. Out to Aldama. Left corner, Bane. 3 from there is good. Bring it up. Put 3 on the board. The Grizzlies working the offensive glass. They're on a 12-0 run. Morant working the clock down. 5-4. Morant peering in from the top. Crosses over on Schroeder. Explodes to the basket. Scoops around Davis and scores again. Ja Morant has taken over the ball game.
92.9 ESPN Memphis Grizzlies, a 116-99 win over LA. Lakers still lead the series 3-2, but Memphis gets the win when they needed it. Ja Morant, 31 points. Desmond Bane, 33 points. Bane, Morant scoring or assisting on 90 of the Grizzlies' 116 points, 78%.
Pretty much, just film study, for me and him, watching it with the team, man, with probably just on our own. Speaking for me, I see, when I get downhill, it's a lot of, passes I can make. And, when we watch it as a team, coach bring that up too. So, me and him was getting downhill, we was hitting guys. We made shots and it opened up a lot for us.
Ja Morant, 13 of 26 from the floor, 8th career 30-point playoff game. Bane and Morant, 6th duo in NBA history in the postseason, each with 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists in the same game. ESPN's Tim McMahon.
Confidence has never been a problem for the Memphis Grizzlies. That's certainly the case right now. Desmond Bane said, we're going to be back for a Game 7 in front of the best fans in the NBA. And look, he told us after the last game they'd be going back to L.A. Now, then he was able to cite the fact that the Grizzlies had the best home record in the league. Ja Morant was asked, what's it going to take for Memphis to get this series back here? He said, with a pretty healthy dose of sarcasm, me being a leader and being ready for that pedestal that everybody's putting me on. The Grizzlies now, they do have a significant injury issue that could factor into a Game 6. Luke Kennard, who didn't put up big numbers, but made a big impact in terms of spacing, he hurt his left shoulder. Called it a stinger, says he's going to do everything that he can to try to get ready for Friday, but limited range of motion, certainly sore. This game changed, and the Grizzlies went on that run when they pulled Dylan Brooks, who's been in that massive shooting slump, and put in Luke Kennard. We're going to have to wait and see to determine whether that's an option for Taylor Jenkins in Game 6.
Grizzlies stay alive with the 116-99 win. Lakers still lead the series 3-2. Big introduction in New York. And before the sun sets on them, they'll see sunrise again. That's next. SportsCenter All Night continues. It's ESPN Radio.
Coming up Thursday, we'll recap all the playoff action in the NBA and get you ready for the NFL Draft. It is that time already. Keyshawn, J. Willimax, Monday morning, 6 Eastern, ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio.
Immerse yourself in the rich culture of Gallup, New Mexico, with its deeply rooted Native American traditions and its people. Its seemingly blending of awe-inspiring art, unique creative works in Native American jewelry, pottery, sculptures, painting, and woven textiles. Immerse yourself in Gallup's beautiful and picturesque red rocks and the area's wide-open landscapes for hiking, biking, and other breathtaking outdoor adventures. Immerse yourself in the glow of Gallup's neon signs. Immerse yourself in Gallup, Gallup, New Mexico, the gateway to Indian country. See visitgallup.com.
Spring savings is going on now at Discount Tire. Online only, get up to $190 in combined savings on tires and wheels. Offer ends April 30th. Discount Tire. Let's get you taken care of.
Ready to get the ring? I'm on the design team at Shane Company, and I'm excited to tell you about our unique engagement rings, designed in-house and inspired by our travels across the globe. There's something special here for everyone and every budget. Classic styles, vintage-inspired rings, and ring settings designed to showcase every stone shape, like a pear-shaped diamond or a marquee. Visit Shane Company for a ring as unique as your love.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com.
Hey, Santi. Your vitals are looking good. How's the pain today?
Same.
Well, it's about to get a whole lot worse. Did you hear your team just tanked again?
Come on.
Yeah, I want to help you feel better, but I don't know how to treat a losing streak.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man, get a touchdown.
At Banner Health, this is what care sounds like. Connecting with you where you are. Banner Health. Exhale.
At Fry's, we know the minute a tomato is picked, the fresh timer starts. The sooner we get our produce to you, the fresher it is. That's why we've shortened the time from harvest to home for our tasty tomatoes, strawberries, and salads. So no matter how you shop, you have more time with your fresh produce. Fry's, fresh for everyone.
And now, shop what you love and save $2 on each participating item when you buy 3 or more with your card. Fry's, fresh for everyone.
Breathe in, breathe out. Get dressed, head out. Grab some friends, camp out. Get hiked up, vibe out. Take it in, let it all out. At REI Co-op, we're here for all the outs. And we want you to spend more time outside our doors and in them. Try it out, check out, then get out. REI Co-op, all out. Visit rei.com.
The action happens fast in the NHL. And now that the Stanley Cup playoffs are here, you don't want to miss a second of the action. Good news. You can listen to every game from every round live with a TuneIn Premium plan.
Kodrak's gorgeous! He scores!
Listen live to find out who's taking the Stanley Cup home. Search Premium for your ticket to NHL playoff action.
Think you know rock, funk, and soul? Think again. Boss Radio 66 delivers music like you've never heard. Hear hits with an off-the-radar twist. Looking for soul classics or high-energy songs from the birth of rock and roll? You'll hear rare selections of your favorite songs on Boss Radio 66 and guest DJs like Tom Hanks spinning go-to songs and lesser-known tunes from icons like the Kinks, the Beatles, and so many more. Travel the backroads of rock, funk, and soul with Boss Radio 66, exclusively on TuneIn.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year,
Sports Center All Night continues with Jay Reynolds.
Sports Center All Night presented by Progressive Insurance.
Ultimately, we still have a lot of work to do to get to where we need to go.
This is the best thing that has happened to the Jets since they drafted Joe Namath. I know people are going to say that sounds like hyperbole. I don't believe it's hyperbole.
You just added the one thing that is your problem. You fixed your Achilles heel. You got a quarterback. And frankly, if it gives you a better shot at the Super Bowl right now, you'd be asinine to not make this move. This is a perfect move for New York, and I don't think you could have overpaid for it.
Big week for New York. Knicks advance out of the first round, and now there's the Jets. They've introduced their new quarterback, team owner Woody Johnson, channeling his inner Fonzie or Potsy.
This is a happy day for my brother and I, for the organization here, and especially for the Jets fans all over. The fact that we're here today is really a testament to what's been going on here and what the coach and the general manager and the staff has built over the last 2 years. The culture that enabled us to attract somebody of the caliber that we're looking at right now, Aaron Rodgers, Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer. Aaron is a tremendous player, is an understatement, and he makes everybody around him better. And we're so happy to have him. We are delighted and happy. We couldn't be happier to have him as a New York Jet.
Aaron Rodgers indicating he'll stick around, attend voluntary workouts with his new teammates. As for how long he'll continue to play,
I want to play as long as it's fun. I want to play as long as I'm enjoying it, as long as my body can make it through. There's been a lot of changes in medicine and nutrition and diet and rehab and prehab and all these different modalities that people have done to stay active and to stay athletic. And I've been a proponent of all those things, and it's really helped me the last few years doing certain things to keep my legs and to feel like I'm strong throughout the season, and that's always a part of it. But I'm just honestly just focusing on this season right now, and the Jets did give a lot up to bring me in, and I'm fully aware of that. But right now I'm just going to focus on this year, and I'd like to play as long as I'm healthy and love it. And being back here with Coach Hackett, who always made every single day fun for 3 years in Green Bay, I think the fun part's going to be there. So it's just a matter of making sure my body is able to withstand the grind of a season, and we'll start with 2023 and take it from there.
Aaron Rodgers on the Michael Kay Show on ESPN New York 98.7. Rodgers saying the Jets were a choice as they're one of what he sees as 8 to 12 teams with a legitimate chance to win the Super Bowl. As for trepidation about going from a market like Green Bay to New York,
I wouldn't say trepidation. No, I would say excitement. Obviously, I heard a lot about it and know kind of all the scare stories and different things. I've been in the public eye, most of my career. I've gone through some really interesting, situations, both as a young player and in the transition when, my predecessor came to the Jets 15 years ago, and then also, stuff more recently. So, I've dealt with the media. I know this is a different beast, but I'm excited about getting to know these people. And, I enjoy media that really cares about their fan base or the players that they cover and the organization, and also obviously has the readers that they enjoy writing for. So I look forward to all things that come with being the quarterback of the New York Jets, and I'm excited about it. It's going to be fun.
Aaron Rodgers referring to my predecessor, and of course Brett Favre. Rodgers says he's fantasized about winning a championship in a big city like New York, says it would add to his legacy. Earlier on ESPN Radio Hour, Jason Fitz says, easy on that fantasy.
I love the move. I love the trade. I think it's spectacular. I understand the excitement. Still doesn't mean the Jets are a lock for the playoffs. To me, like, the AFC is wild this year, and that's okay. Like, there are going to be good teams that miss the playoffs this year because there's so many great teams in this conference.
Jets have gone 12 straight years without a playoff appearance, longest active streak in the NFL. SportsCenter all night, ESPN Radio.
I think Bryce Young has a chance to be a superstar.
Manufactured weight to get to 204, but what are you going to be in November of 2023 when you're playing in the NFL?
I'm confident in myself. I know what I can do.
I think he's a smaller version of Patrick Mahomes.
While we're on the topic of quarterbacks, there's a bunch expected to go at the top of the draft, which begins tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN Radio. Carolina at the top. They've said they know what they'll be doing. It's Bryce Young, right? Panthers general manager Scott Fitterer.
Love the intangibles. Love the playmaking ability, the elusiveness in the pocket, ability to manage at the line of scrimmage, to see the field, deliver the ball on time.
You said nutritionally there are some things that you guys can do in terms of building up his body and his strength.
Yeah, and Alabama has a ton of resources, and they can do that too. But as he becomes a pro, as he grows and gets older, he'll get bigger naturally. And we'll work with him. We'll figure out his body type. He's already getting thicker in the lower body, but in the upper body, we can add some mass.
You talked about his intangibles. What specifically impressed you about his intangibles?
The command, the leadership, the maturity. Like, he can walk in a huddle and he owns the huddle right away. He can walk to the line of scrimmage. He knows exactly what to do, and he never loses his poise. He's just always calm, cool, and collective.
So who will go first? Stroud? Young? Find out tonight. 2023 draft is here on ESPN Radio, presented by Boost Mobile. First round coverage, 7 o'clock Eastern on most ESPN radio stations and on Sirius XM Channel 80. Who's the best player on the board? That's next. It's ESPN Radio.
Hey, it's Greeny, and it's as good a week as we get on the sports calendar. The NBA and NHL playoffs continue fast and furious, and we're counting it down to the NFL draft. It's Greeny, starting 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
You hearing this? It sounds like
this is playoff basketball.
Time to tap into playoff mode. That nonstop, claw your way to the top, give it all you got type of thing. From inside the paint to outside the arena.
Where did this come from?
Everybody's got to get in playoff mode and stay in playoff mode.
Unbelievable.
Every single round. The NBA playoffs presented by Google Pixel continue on ABC, ESPN, TNT, and NBA TV.
Why wait to sell your home? Why list it and wait for a future date to guess when it's sold? Having people running through your home constantly, picking up toys, making beds, vacuuming, when you can sell it at or above your neighborhood values with a solid high cash offer. That's right. James T. Harris here. Carol Royce with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty is changing the game across the valley with great cash offers. Not only does she give you one cash offer opportunity to view, but multiple cash offers so you can view and compare and automatically pick your home's highest price, giving you choices. Know what your home's highest price will bring. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3 with Carol's awesome cash offer program. Pick your highest price and start packing. There's no obligation and it's easy. Sell your home with Carol for a much higher price by simply going to higherprice.com. That's higherprice.com, or call Carol direct at 480-776-5231. That's 480-776-5231.
Immerse yourself in the rich culture of Gallup, New Mexico, with its deeply rooted Native American traditions and its people. Its seemingly blending of awe-inspiring art, unique creative works in Native American jewelry, pottery, sculptures, painting, and woven textiles. Immerse yourself in Gallup's beautiful and picturesque red rocks and the area's wide-open landscapes for hiking, biking, and other breathtaking outdoor adventures. Immerse yourself in the glow of Gallup's neon signs. Immerse yourself in Gallup, New Mexico, the gateway to Indian country. See visitgallup.com.
What's your favorite diamond shape? Princess cut, pear shape, emerald cut? At Shane Company, we offer both natural diamonds and lab-grown diamonds in 10 different shapes. Every Shane Company diamond is hand-selected by our experts for beauty and sparkle. Come in and see them with your own eyes. Whether you choose a diamond from the earth or made in a lab, it will be the highest quality within its grade. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com.
Hey, Santi. Your vitals are looking good. How's the pain today?
Same.
Well, it's about to get a whole lot worse. Did you hear your team just tanked again?
Come on.
Yeah, I want to help you feel better, but I don't know how to treat a losing streak.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man, get a touchdown.
At Banner Health, this is what care sounds like. Connecting with you where you are. Banner Health. Exhale.
This isn't a commercial. It's a reminder that you could be listening to commercial-free music and news with TuneIn Premium. Experience exclusive music channels and live streams of CNN, MSNBC, CNBC, and Fox News Radio.
This is actually the biggest wildfire in Boulder County history.
I feel like I want to cry, just really.
All without hearing a single commercial. Search Premium to upgrade today.
Now that's a vibe. TuneIn's curated chill station brings you nonstop good vibes from the best chill electronic artists and producers, so you can find your chill all day long. Think low-tempo remixes, laid-back takes on pop classics, and so much more. Just search chill on TuneIn to listen.
Sports Center All Night continues with Jay Reynolds.
Sports Center All Night presented by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family's well taken care of. Life insurance, protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance, and cover your furry friends with pet health insurance as well.
Half-hour headlines on Sports Center All Night.
NFL draft now just hours away. Bruins fall in overtime. They're still not out of the first round. Bucks are out. Knocked out in 5 by the Heat.
8 seconds left. Giannis into the front court. Races ahead. Feeds to Middleton. Crosses over. Chris feeds out to Allen. Allen's got to get his shot off. He doesn't get it off. The game is over, and so is the season for the number 1 seed in these NBA playoffs. The Bucks will fall in round 1 here at Fiserv Forum.
Dejection on WTMJ as the Heat knock off the Bucks. 128-126. Miami wins the series in 5. Bucks managed to win 1 game. Bucks, the 3rd team in NBA history to have the best record in the regular season and win 0 or 1 postseason games. ESPN analyst Richard Jefferson.
I have yet to see a team panic the way the Milwaukee Bucks did. Like, you're talking about the multiple timeouts. We're talking about Giannis throwing the ball so fast at Chris Middleton because he doesn't want to get fouled. And I get it. I have no problem with him trying to get the ball to the better free throw shooter. That is good basketball. But it's the manner in which you do it. Everything was so rushed. The no timeout at the end of the quarter. Then their whole possession, it just felt like they were never comfortable. I'll even speak on Drew Holiday, who was just really struggling against Jimmy. I believe he took a few ill-advised shots on the offensive end trying to answer Jimmy. And so it was just their offense just struggled to have a consistent flow. But when I say that the out of bounds, the foul on Kyle Lowry, that shouldn't have been a foul call. That was going to end up being the Miami Heat ball if the play would have gone on. There were 5 or 6 plays that I have never seen in a consecutive situation from a veteran team, from a championship team with this pedigree. I have never seen this amount from top to bottom. No timeouts called, errant passes, missed free throws. They didn't get a shot off to save their season.
Bucks were the title favorite entering the playoffs. They are the 3rd title favorite to lose in the first round since the ABA and NBA merged in the mid-70s. Heat trailed by 16 entering the fourth quarter. They rallied to tie it on an acrobatic game-tying shot from Jimmy Butler at the buzzer at the end of regulation. He finishes with 42 as the Heat advance, and they now get the Knicks.
Orange and blue skies! Orange and blue skies!
It's over. For the first time in a decade, the Knicks are moving on to the second round. Knicks fans, celebrate. Honk your horns. It's happening.
I'm thinking finals, baby. I'm thinking finals. Go New York. Go New York. Yeah. Yeah. New York is in the house. Say it now.
Knicks getting just their second playoff win in the last couple of decades. They knock off the Cavaliers 106-95 to win the series in 5. Knicks never trailed in the game. ESPN's Nick Friedel.
The Knicks were very businesslike in their celebration. They figured they would be here all along. But Jalen Brunson did acknowledge. He said, you know what I was thinking about today? My dad played for this team. This is the first time in 10 years that this team has gotten to the second round. It means a lot. RJ Barrett said the same thing. Both of them were cracking up because they know that Tom Thibodeau is going to only focus on the next game ahead. But they also know just how much this means to the veteran coach. So the Knicks have to focus on getting prepared for the second round. But right now they are elated that they got the Cavs down and they knocked them out in Cleveland.
Knicks Heat in the next round. Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio. As for the West,
De'Aaron Fox tried to gut it out, feeds Murray, late shot, no good. And the Golden State Warriors on the road, it's been a house of horrors on the road all season long, come up with the pivotal 5th game win, beating Sacramento 123-116, and the Warriors have taken a 3-2 series lead back to San Francisco for Friday night.
Warriors improving to 12-32 on the road this season. First road game victory for either team in this series, and as a result, the Warriors take a 3-2 series lead. You heard it here on ESPN Radio. Mark Kestisher and PJ Carlissimo had the call for us. Mark?
Jay, thank you very much. We knew when this series started, the Warriors, PJ, who struggled on the road all season long, and when we say struggle, 11-30 on the road for a team that avoided the play-in. They're going to have to win at least one time in Sacramento, and they had a 12-point lead that saw it almost wiped away in the fourth quarter, but they did the little things to get the win, and now they're one win away from round 2.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, just really impressive play. As you mentioned, Sacramento got it down to 1 point. And then of all things, you remember that one-footed jump shot from the left by Draymond Green?
Yes.
Off his left foot.
That's right.
Kind of leaning back like I don't want to call it quite a horse OUT shot, but close. That was when they got to 1. It was as close as they got. He answered. Then when it got to 1 the next time, Steph Curry answered. I'll tell you what, Golden State hung tough. Sacramento made runs at them. Malik Monk was magnificent in the second half. I just thought De'Aaron Fox, A, ran out of gas a little bit, and B, you have to think that hand was really bothering him in the fourth quarter because De'Aaron Fox went 0 for 6, missed both of his threes, had 2 assists, but he also had 2 turnovers. Really tough fourth quarter after a magnificent game by De'Aaron Fox playing with a fractured finger.
And the Kings had this place just rocking. They hit 8 of 12 from three-point land in the first quarter and led by 3, but they could not answer with the 3 ball in the last 3 quarters of the game.
2 for 22 in the final 3 quarters by the Sacramento Kings. And how about Golden State? Steve Kerr told us they had to do a better job with turnovers and offensive rebounds. They had 4 less turnovers, 15 is a lot, but for Golden State, not bad. 4 less than the 19 Sacramento had, and 8 big offensive rebounds in the second half led to 10 second chance points. So exactly what Steve Kerr said they needed to do, they did.
Not oftentimes we do this wrap up. We haven't mentioned Steph Curry with 31 or Klay Thompson with 25. Or, by the way, Draymond Green had his highest scoring game of the entire season with 21. But Kevon Looney, 22 rebounds, 7 offensive glass. And in 15 minutes of work, Gary Payton II had some big offensive rebounds. He had 4 more. And those were the stories on the extra possessions.
Yeah, and let's not forget a team that is always, I should know the stat, I think it's 15-1 when they get more than 30 assists. How about 33 assists for the Golden State Warriors on 50 field goals? And let's talk about, all right, Steph led him with 8, but who had 7? Kevon Looney and Draymond Green, both of them with 7. Just unbelievable ball movement. Jordan Poole, 6 assists also. Great ball with 33 assists on 50 field goals. The Golden State Warriors, that's been their trademark for so long.
Warriors has a chance to close it out at home on Friday. If the Kings want to get it back here for a Game 7, they're going to have to win on the road in the postseason for the first time in 12 games. They fall tonight to the Golden State Warriors, who go on the road and take Sacramento 123-116 for a 3-2 series edge. For PJ Carlesimo, I'm Mark Kestisher, right here on your home for the NBA Finals, ESPN Radio, and the ESPN app. Now let's send it back to our pal, Jay Reynolds, in the studio.
All right, Mark. Warriors, 4 20-point scores, time for their most in a playoff game in franchise history. Haven't done it since 2013. Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio. Speaking of the postseason, on the ice in Boston, Bruins looking to close out the Panthers in Game 5. Boston never led in regulation, but tied the game each time the Panthers took a lead. And at the end of regulation, tied at 3. To overtime they went.
Muscle off the puck by Ekblad. Marchand comes over, and the pass just missed Zacco, who is coming onto the ice. The puck rolls into the trapezoid so Omar can play it. Flipped it away. Banked out in front. Backhand, they score. Matthew Tkachuk. The Bruins with a bad handle in the trapezoid. And the puck sent out in front to Matthew Tkachuk. Linus Omar out of position. And the Panthers victorious 4-3 in overtime. And the Bruins are unable to shut it down. And this series is going to head back to Florida for Game 6.
98.5, the Sports Hub. Panthers with the 4-3 win on Tkachuk's goal. First overtime win all time when the Panthers have been facing elimination. For the Bruins, they've lost consecutive home games for the first time this season. And it's one bad hop along the boards that does them in overtime in Game 5. ESPN analysts Kevin Weeks and Ryan Callahan.
Excellent fundamentals on the forecheck by the Panthers. They always say when the goalie goes to play the puck, go at them. Allmark's a great puck handling goalie. This puck is going to bounce for Lottie Van Holmes. And that split second puts him in a bad spot. Timing-wise, he's desperate. But Matthew Tkachuk, who got the bag from South Florida, delivers, rescues the season. What a goal.
Obviously, Allmark should have played that to his forehand to the other corner. He threw it right back into traffic, and then he gets to the front of the net.
And the tough thing is, it's usually your first read is your best one. But for Allmark, he went out there. Now he's waiting for it to get into the trapezoid as it was bouncing. And he had a chance. He made a different play. So just a little misread by Allmark in their D. They end up getting caught. The bounce throws it off. But it's Matthew Tkachuk, who's an absolute baller. Boy, do they miss him in Calgary. But he's been great down
Let
there
it go,
in South Florida.
Let it go.
He's been great in South Florida, though.
He gave it right to Carter Verhaeghe. That was the guy that Allmark backhanded to right to Verhaeghe, who made the pass in front.
Weeks, you said it. It's a good play by Verhaeghe. It looks like he's going to go and he stops. He protects the wall, right?
Yeah.
And it's a split-second decision. Allmark has to decide what he's doing, and that bounce definitely played into him misplaying it there. But good heads-up play by Verhaeghe. He sees it, puts it to Tkachuk on his tape, patience around, over to the backhand, back to Sunrise.
For Game 6, Boston leads the series 3-2. Game 6 Friday, 7:30 Eastern in Sunrise, Florida. Kraken and Avalanche will also be playing Game 6 on Friday. Seattle has a chance to close out their series after a 3-2 victory over Colorado in Game 5. Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio.
Bryce Young is now minus 1,000 to go first overall. He went ahead and canceled a bunch of his upcoming interviews, so it looks like it's a done deal, him to Carolina.
The ability that Anthony Richardson has is so unique. It is so unlike any other quarterback in this class. We're talking about a limitless ceiling, and that's what makes you so excited. That's why I think he would go ahead of a Hendon Hooker, ahead of a Will Levis. And if we're sitting there in 10 days and he goes ahead of C.J. Stroud, I'm not going to fall out of my chair and be surprised.
Clock is set. It'll start counting this evening. NFL Draft Round 1 here on ESPN Radio. Quarterbacks, of course, expected to go early. But who's the best talent on the board? ESPN analyst Booger McFarland, Louis Riddick, and Mel Kiper.
Number one player overall is still Jalen Carter, defensive tackle, Georgia. Will Anderson Jr., outside linebackers at 3. And then quarterbacks everywhere after that. Bryce Young, you think about where C.J. Stroud is on this board, and then we get down to my guy, Will Levis, right after Bryce Young, and then Anthony Richardson in the top 6 or 7 overall. But Bryce Young ended up being my top-rated quarterback. He was 204 at the combine. I said he had to be 195. He got to 204. Can he maintain it? Very debatable, but we say great slot center, right? What does he do? Instinctively, eyes in the back of his head, doing things that none of the quarterbacks can do. Just wish he was bigger. He will be the smallest quarterback in terms of overall size of any quarterback to go in the first round, let alone be the number 1 pick overall. So he's got to prove he can stay healthy, prove he can withstand punishment at the pro level. If he can, destiny is ahead for him to be a great quarterback and one of the best in the business.
Well, one of the really intriguing things about this draft class is there are so many questions about the quarterbacks, particularly after Bryce Young. But, Louis, Young isn't even number 1 for you.
No, it's C.J. Stroud. And look, I know that Mel Kiper just said that Bryce Young could do things that no other quarterback in this draft class could do. This is a guy who showed late in the season now he can not only win from in the pocket with his ability to scan the field and throw the football outside the numbers plus 20 yards down the field where he's basically just handing it to the wide receivers, but as well as winning outside the pocket. Yes, he had some good wide receivers to throw to. You should not hold that against him because I'll tell you this, against the best defense in college football at the end of the season in the college football playoff, you saw what he could do against top-level competition. Not just when he had perfect time to throw the football, but when he didn't have perfect time to throw the football, he was lights out. He can do anything you want him to do at the pro level. Whoever takes him is going to be getting one of the best quarterbacks in this draft and not the number 1.
Well, do I go Team Lou or Team Mel? I'm going Team Mel. I'm going with Bryce Young because I think Bryce Young does everything at the quarterback position that you want to be done. Can he make great decisions? Absolutely. Can he process information with the best of them? And can he take care of the football? He does it outstanding. And when everything around him is chaotic, he doesn't panic. He keeps his eyes down the field regardless of whether there's a defensive tackle, a defensive end. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to slide and go down like a soft quarterback. I'm going to continue to get outside the pocket, keeping my eyes down the field, giving my guys an opportunity to make a play. He does it better than anybody in this draft, and more importantly, he's done it the most consistently of anybody in this draft over a 2-year process at Alabama. Bryce Young does everything you want in a quarterback, and he does it well.
2023 NFL Draft here on ESPN Radio, presented by Boost Mobile. First round coverage, 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN Radio and Sirius XM, Channel 80. Perhaps the biggest surprise in New York on Wednesday. And it's not the Knicks. That's next. Sports Center all night. It's ESPN Radio.
Coming up Thursday, the NFL Draft is finally here. And I'll tell you what I'm most excited about seeing on draft night. I experienced it myself. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, 6 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, ESPNU.
ESPN Radio Sports Center all night. More next.
James C. Harris here for Spencer's TV and Appliances. Right now, during their grand opening sale, you might win $10,000 worth of kitchen appliances. Buy an Amana washer or dryer, only $429 each, or an Amana 18.2 cubic foot stainless steel refrigerator, only $649, and 12 months no interest financing. See store for details. Remember, no matter where you see it, read it, or hear it, Spencer's will beat it. 10 Valley locations. Check them out at spencerstv.com. It's like having a friend in the business.
Check it out. You lifted your car? Yep. Refinanced my auto loan with Navy Federal Credit Union. Put the money I saved towards an 18-inch lift kit. Pretty sweet, huh? It's a minivan. Well, now it's a mega van.
Dad, I can't get down.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, we're here to help our members save toward their goals. Whatever they may be. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Mother, also called Mom, doubles as chauffeur, ATM, and someone with great advice and unconditional love. This Mother's Day, make her day with fine jewelry from Shane Company. With so many diamonds and colorful gemstones, you can create a one-of-a-kind necklace. Pick her favorite color or choose a birthstone to represent each family member. You're going to crush it with a Mother's Day gift from Shane Company.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com.
Hey, Santi. Your vitals are looking good. How's the pain today?
Same.
Well, it's about to get a whole lot worse. Did you hear your team just tanked again?
Come on.
Yeah, I want to help you feel better, but I don't know how to treat a losing streak.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man, get a touchdown.
At Banner Health, this is what care sounds like. Connecting with you where you are. Banner Health. Exhale.
When you download the Fry's app, you have easy access to savings every day. Shop weekly sales and get personalized coupons to get the most value out of every trip, every time, whether you shop in-store or online. Download the Fry's app now to save big. Fry's, fresh for everyone. Must have a digital account to redeem offers. Restrictions may apply. See site for details.
Save big on your favorites with the Buy 5 or More, Save $1 each sale. Simply buy 5 or more participating items and save $1 each with your card. Fry's, fresh for everyone.
Breathe in, breathe out. Get dressed, head out. Grab some friends, camp out. Get hiked up, vibe out. Take it in, let it all out. At REI Co-op, we're here for all the outs. And we want you to spend more time outside our doors and in them. Try it out, check out, then get out. REI Co-op, all out. Visit rei.com.
Sports Center All Night continues with Jay Reynolds.
We're taking you to Key, Jay, and Max, 6 o'clock Eastern time here on ESPN Radio. He received Joe Namath's blessing to wear his retired number 12, but he declined because, quote, number 12 is Broadway Joe. Aaron Rodgers will be wearing number 8 with the Jets, number 8 being his old college number at Cal. Earlier on ESPN Radio on Fitz and Harry, our Harry Douglas.
I love the simple fact that he respected a legend and Joe Namath. Joe Namath said he would allow him and unretire the number and allow Aaron Rodgers to wear it, but Aaron Rodgers has that much respect for Joe Namath, a guy who has won that Super Bowl in that franchise, who was a Super Bowl MVP. He's done so many things for that organization, and he's still Broadway Joe relevant because he's the guy that put this franchise on a pedestal. But Aaron Rodgers having that respect for someone who came before him, who probably paved the way for him also as a quarterback, and showing him that utmost respect means a lot to me.
Rodgers admitted he'd like to pull a Namath and bring a championship to the Jets. Jets haven't seen the playoffs in a dozen years. Sports Center All Night, ESPN Radio. Speaking of New York, Yankees double up the Twins. 12-6, Yankees setting season highs in runs, hits, and extra base hits en route to the victory, snapping a season-worst 3-game losing streak. Speaking of losing, the Mets fall to the Nationals 4-1. Mets have lost 4 straight, 1-run total in their last 2 games against the Nationals. Reds put up more than that in the 9th.
The payoff. And Senzel launches one high and deep to left field. Back goes Thompson, looks up. It is gone. The homerless drought is over on a walk-off 2-run home run from Nick Senzel, and the Reds walk off with a sweep over the Rangers.
700 WLW. It's a 5-3 win over Texas. Rangers, 3 consecutive losses. Rays, who just couldn't lose at home, have now lost back-to-back games by shutout. Astros, a 1-0 win over the Rays. Rays are shut out in 2 straight games, tied for the second longest streak in team history. The Giants, a 7-3 win over the Cardinals for their 5th straight win. Angels, 11-3 rout of the A's. Shohei Ohtani, home run number 6 on the year. Sports Center All Night, ESPN Radio. As for the top sounds from Wednesday, we turn to Doug Brown.
Number 5.
Aaron Judge with a big hit for the Yankees, as heard on the Yes Network.
Judge smokes that to left field. That's a base hit. It'll get down into the corner. 2 runs will score easily. Volpe is motoring home as well. It's a bases clearing. 3-run double for the birthday boy. And the Yankees finally hang a crooked number. It's 5-0.
Number 4.
Game 5 for the Warriors and Kings in Sacramento. You knew Draymond Green would be up for the villain role. The call on ESPN Radio.
Here's Curry around traffic at the top. Takes 2 defenders into the lane. Bounce pass to the top. Over to Green. Corner 3. Draymond Green in his return to Sacramento after getting tossed in game 2. Delivering for the Warriors.
Number 3.
The Grizzlies backcourt had quite a night in Memphis. From 92.9 ESPN Memphis.
Tillman takes the offensive rebound away. Out to Aldama. Left corner, Bane. 3 from there is good. Bring it up. Put 3 on the board. The Grizzlies working the offensive glass. They're on a 12-0 run.
Number 2.
The Panthers never trailed in Boston against the Bruins and worked overtime for the win on WQAM.
Allmark back for gave it away. Verhaeghe to the front of the net. It's post death. Backhand. They score. Matthew Tkachuk in overtime. And the Panthers win it. 4-3. And there's going to be a game 6 in Sunrise on Friday. The Panthers get it done in overtime. They cash in off the turnover. 4-3 in overtime. That's your final tonight here in Boston.
Number 1.
The Heat come back from 16 points down in the fourth quarter to force overtime, thanks to Jimmy Butler on 560 WQAM.
Jimmy to the rim. The catch put up. It's it! He caught it and made it while he was straight inbound. Giannis. It's done with regulation. We're tied at 118 for one reason only. Jimmy. Chips, buckets.
Miami advancing and Milwaukee is out, managing 1 win in the series, best record of the regular season. Giannis Antetokounmpo asked if the season's a failure.
It's a wrong question. There's no failure in sports. You know, there's good days, bad days. Some days you are able to be successful. Some days you're not. Some days it's your turn. Some days it's not your turn. And that's what sports is about. You don't always win. Some other people's going to win. And this year, somebody else is going to win. Simple as that. We're going to come back next year, try to be better, try to build good habits, try to play better, not have a 10-day stretch with playing bad basketball, you know, and hopefully we can win a championship. So 50 years from 1971 to 2021 that we didn't win a championship, it was 50 years of failures. No, it was not. It was steps to it, you know, and we were able to win one, hopefully we win another one.
50 years of steps towards a championship. Milwaukee, start planning for 2071. That'll do it for SportsCenter All Night. I'm Jay Reynolds. It's Thursday, April 27th, birthday of George Gervin, the Iceman. Basketball Hall of Famer, 71 today. There are guys who could someday be in the Football Hall of Fame. They'll start their journey tonight, round 1 of the NFL Draft, which you'll hear here on ESPN Radio. Meanwhile, Key, Jay, and Max get you set this morning. They're next. It's ESPN Radio.
Coming up next, Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
Credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means, wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Are your investments going nowhere? Here's a tip that always pays big dividends. Invest in yourself, your talent, your smarts, your skills. Maybe it's time to make that investment and start a career in IT or upskill to boost your current career. At My Computer Career, you can bank on us. We'll help you get the right skills and the right certifications to start or advance your IT career. IT keeps growing, so go with the growth at My Computer Career. The right training, the right timing, the right career. Invest in you at mycomputercareer.edu. Start now.
Hey, it's Greeny, and it's as good a week as we get on the sports calendar. The NBA and NHL playoffs continue fast and furious, and we're counting it down to the NFL draft. It's Greeny, starting 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Welcome to the final push, where greatness is tested, where unstoppable forces collide, legends break through, and legacies are etched in gold. It's playoffs time, and whatever happens next is going to be beautiful. The NBA playoffs continue on ESPN and ABC.
Deontay Lee, for those who haven't watched Tyree Wilson, the number one thing you have to know is he is built like a pterodactyl.
He's got a legitimate 7-foot wingspan.
Listen and subscribe to The Mina Kimes Show, featuring Lenny, wherever you listen to podcasts.
There have been Joes, Johns, Jalen's, and more Johns, Patricks and Peytons, Deons and DKs. There have been JJs, TJs, A, B, and CJs. There have been 80 years of drafts.
I'm told the pick is in.
Thousands of names called.
Jerry Rice.
Eli Manning. Sauce Gardner.
But there's nothing like hearing yours.
A spectacular moment for this young man.
The NFL Draft begins tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and ABC.
Chris Canty and Chris Carlin are Canty and Carlin.
Joe Fortenbaugh, ESPN betting analyst. Joe and Amber. Of course, you can follow him on Twitter at Joe Fortenbaugh.
Which one of those do we like the most?
I've known Amber longer. What am I dancing around this? I like Amber better.
You like Amber better? I like Amber better too.
Yeah.
Although I am a little worried with do-it-yourself, self-help Amber. All of this business about going to the Home Depot and
you follow her on social media.
I do.
You also notice that Amber has a ridiculous life.
Yes.
Like every time I look up, she's on a boat somewhere.
Yeah.
She's on the slopes out in Colorado.
She was at the Buffalo game against the Dolphins when it was snowing in Orchard Park.
Flew up to Buffalo for the game. She's in Vegas. She's in Phoenix. I mean, everywhere.
The most interesting woman in the world.
You guys are ridiculous. 30 seconds after Joe Fortenbaugh hangs up. Yeah, I like Amber better.
These are the ABCs of me, baby.
Say it to his face.
I would say it to his face.
I believe it.
I would say it to his face, except he's a foot and a half shorter than me.
Canty and Carlin, weekdays at 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Sunday, Kentucky visits Vanderbilt on SEC Network.
Uh-oh, the big blue bomb is second of the night. The throw to first, the double play, and Vandy ends it.
15th ranked Kentucky versus 5th ranked Vanderbilt at 3 Eastern, Sunday on SEC Network and streaming live on the ESPN app.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Giannis is going to come back to play. It's going to be a different scenario with Giannis, even with the back injury he has. Look, he's the most unstoppable force, and I'm going to take the Bucks to win the series overall. I am not worried about the Bucks at all. I mean, even if they get down 3-1, I'm still not worried about the Bucks.
This ain't gonna be the first time that I do numbers on 2 crutches. See more plaques than 2 brushes.
Are you not entertained?
Well, that was wrong.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, ESPN Radio. What an NBA playoff so far.
They set you up, Jay. I did take the Bucks. I said it with my chest, and I lost money.
I tried to bail you out.
No, you
like,
didn't.
Are you sure?
You didn't say nothing.
I said,
you didn't say nothing. All you talk about is the Lakers.
I said, are you sure?
That wasn't a bailout.
I tried to help you, you know? Tell us, like your mom say, if you're going to lie, tell the same lie.
Tell it over and over and over again.
I tried to help you. You didn't want to listen.
Dog.
Playoff Jimmy. Gotcha.
Can I just make a statement for the ages?
Yes. Stacy, call in.
Stacy's definitely calling in today. You know she's calling in today because she couched it yesterday. She said, well, I'm going to wait until we finish it off before I really gloat. And I was like, ooh, that sounds like a very—
This is the Stacy show today.
That sounds like a very mature person.
Here's
That's
my right. She wasn't. She
was so patient.
Just like a Pat Riley. Yeah, right.
She just exudes the Miami Heat patience.
Yeah.
We'll just wait until we close
We
it
ain't
out.
done nothing yet. She sounded like Kobe.
All right, so here's the line I'm kicking off today. Here's the best line I've thought for today. Because as I'm watching it, and we're going to get into a lot of stuff, over the past 4 years, Jimmy Butler is the #1 playoff player in the world. Past 4 years, tell me a player who's been more consistently great in the playoffs than Jimmy Butler. So, I mean, 4 years ago, they get to the NBA Finals, right? He goes against LeBron. LeBron gets the edge, but they get there. Masterful performance. The next year, they get swept
by the eventual champs.
The Milwaukee Bucks. The next year, they get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Jimmy Butler puts the team on his back again. And this year, redeem story against the team that swept them 2 years ago. They beat the #1 seed, and Jimmy goes for 56, and then last night goes for 42. And you call it a push-off. You call whatever.
Yeah, it was.
Catches the ball with offensive. I don't give a damn.
It wasn't.
Catches the ball with one hand, gets it in.
Yeah, crazy.
To send the game into overtime. I've never seen a player over the past 4 years have better playoff performances than Jimmy Butler.
Wasn't
#1.
a push-off at all. You know why? Because they didn't call it.
Yeah, it was a
Therefore-
100% offensive foul. but
So
okay.
therefore,
Yeah.
it wasn't because it was
an
good
incredible
and it went in.
Yeah.
You can argue it all day long. If you're a Bucks fan, you can scream and holler. If you're just an NBA fan, the bottom line is they didn't call it, and Jimmy Butler gets the credit for it. As Jay said, 42 points, 8 boards. It just look at some of the stuff that he's been able to do. All we've heard is they don't have the roster. Where's Hero at? He's not there. Out of the bayou has to show up, as Perk would say, and do his job because Jimmy Butler needs help. And so obviously Jimmy Butler didn't need the help. He went out there and executed the way he knows how. He got his team to victory in overtime. And what else can you say? Now they just move on. Now it's the next round.
Kevin Love made some shot. Gabe Benson made a huge three.
Yeah.
Huge three. Like
late,
Wesley Matthews, please push up. Please don't backpedal. Can I get into something else, please?
Yeah, by the way, they weren't pressing at all.
But everybody, though, Jay, backpedals.
Key. I'm going to say this, too. I'm coming in hot today. I'm swinging so hard on a multitude of levels. When the Bucks won a championship, I was so critical on our show and Get Up of Coach Budenholzer and the schemes. I thought the schemes were crap. And I thought they won in spite of Coach Bud. And then that led to, you can't fire a coach. We had a conversation. Can you remember? I was like, can you actually fire the coach after you win a world championship?
Yeah. No.
What I've seen throughout these playoffs have just been so bad. The arrogance or the cockiness. We're still in drop coverage. You're still in drop coverage, and Jimmy Butler, after he gives you 56, you're putting Brook Lopez on Bam in the last 3 minutes of the game, where Bam is just dribbling the ball at the top, passing the ball to everybody. You're not even putting pressure on him. You're not going small, putting Giannis on Bam. The last play in regulation, you're not putting Giannis. Giannis was on the ball, regardless of them going small. You protect the rim. You're not playing two bigs in that situation and have Brook Lopez in the game and say, hey, look, regardless of who switches, switch everything, stay your butt down at the bottom and protect the rim. Don't give anything easy, right? Like, you take a contested three, you protect the rim. The decisions that Coach Budenholzer has made are fireable offenses. They were when they won the championship team, and they are now.
He's saving his timeout.
Even the last possession, you have 2 timeouts.
It's unreal.
Grayson Allen looks like he doesn't know what the hell he's going to call a timeout. The play looks busted. Call a timeout.
No, you don't want to call a timeout. He's using them for next year. He's saving
them. He's saving them.
I'm so angry at it.
Timeouts.
I'm so angry at it. I mean, it's just it's fireable offenses, Key. Yeah, and I don't say that stuff lightly. I don't call for people's jobs lightly at all.
You mentioned a championship and firing a coach, even though he won a championship, and you felt a certain way about the things that he was doing then, and you feel the same way about what he's doing now. Coaches don't change, Jay. You say, why aren't they doing Lopez in along with Giannis? Why aren't they doing this? Why are we still in drop coverage after dude hit you for 56? He still come out and hit you for 42 because you're running the same scheme. They do what they're comfortable doing and what they really know. That's why great coaches, they know how to move stuff around and make adjustments.
Eric Spoelstra.
You took it right out of my mouth. You took it right out of my mouth. I was just about to say, Eric Spoelstra. He's in the position he's in because he knows how to make those adjustments. and that's what you're looking at. Now, I know you don't want to literally call for the guy's job, or do you?
I feel
You're
like
saying
I'm
what
ready.
you think ought to happen.
No, he's not saying that. He's just saying that he's so mad that if it was him, he would have to think about removing the guy.
I mean, Jay asked him
Jay's
after they won the
Jay's
chip.
not
You think he's
calling
not going to
for
ask it now?
Yeah, but Jay's not calling for his job. That's not what Jay's doing. He
Keith,
doesn't want to see a coach get fired.
I'm sure I don't want to see anybody get fired from their job, but what I've seen has been atrocious.
If you own the team, what would you do?
Really bad. I would. I mean, who
You
are
would
my
be
candidates?
mad.
I have to look at candidates. I have to look at legit candidates and see who is out there first, and then weigh those options.
Can I get back to
how
Jimmy? Hold
can
on,
you-
guys. I
how
want to
can
get
you
back to
do
Jimmy
that, though,
Butler.
when a dude how could you do that when a dude like Giannis got hurt, man? You can't just be picking on the coach. Giannis got hurt. He's coming back off injury, Jay.
Just
You
one
can't,
game.
He missed 2 games.
He missed 2 games, and
But
he's
went out
still,
with
they
11
lost
minutes
2
in the
games
first
with a
game.
minute.
still sore. He missed 2 games and he's still sore. I'm just trying to. I want you to slow it down from just. You know what I'm saying? Jay? I
But
want you to slow it down.
but okay, you're still in drop coverage.
I
Why, Key?
understand.
You're asking me
Because
to
that's
slow
what I-
down. Why?
because that's
Jimmy
what I
Butler
know.
didn't slow down.
But that's what I know as a coach. I'm comfortable in that. I'm comfortable in that.
But you can't be. But I'm comfortable on a lot of stuff until my head starts getting busted open, and then I have to adjust and go a different level. I mean that's look. All these games in the playoffs are won by the slightest of margins. It comes down to details. The lack of execution in the half court. The Giannis conversation is even another conversation about, when you go 10 of 23 from the free throw line.
That's really what did it.
You can't trust your best player in the half court because the personnel, number one, isn't conducive around Giannis because they're more of a defensive team than guys who can create shots off their dribble. And the execution lacks there. Lacks in the half court.
Giannis still gave you 40 and whatever, like
He gave you
25
30,
rebounds
38 and
or
20.
whatever. Yeah,
But
still got
Key, he
that out
missed
of it.
13 free throws.
Yeah, that's really what decided the game to me.
But he's always been a free throw problem. Right?
No, not when they won. Remember that when
I'm saying,
they won a
about to
championship,
say,
he didn't miss a
literally-
free throw.
I was literally about to say he's always been a free throw problem, except the year that they won. All of a sudden, he started hitting them, and that was pretty much it.
But
He
Key,
didn't hit him.
all right, so Key, if you're, I'm sorry, Max, I know you have a point.
No. I think we ought to be talking about Jimmy Butler right now. But
Well,
go ahead.
we will.
Keep going.
Well, I'm getting my anger out.
No, go.
So we can
Go.
raise Jimmy Butler up. If Drew Holiday, as the primary defender on Jimmy Butler, is allowing Jimmy Butler to shoot 53% from the field, as a primary defender, Jimmy Butler went 30 of 57 from the field. Okay? Wouldn't you think about giving Jimmy Butler a variety of different looks? Making him think, because Key, it's like when I played against Shaq, when we played against the Lakers, the first thing Bill Cartwright said to me was, Jay, Lakers are going to stay in drop coverage. You're going to get every shot you want off a pick and roll. My eyes were wide open because off every pick and roll, it didn't matter how Derek Fisher was guarding me, when Kobe switched on me, didn't matter. Shaq was going to be waiting for me under the free throw line. And when I came off that screen at the top, now I got you in a yo-yo. Because now you're on my hip. I'm going to get shot after shot after shot after shot. I'm going to make read after read. It's the easiest game in the playbook. And that's what Jimmy Butler saw every possession, Key.
After the game, Giannis was asked if he wanted to guard Jimmy Butler more. Here's the quote. Yes, out of respect, you got to let the coach make that adjustment. We have our best defender on him. There are conversations with Drew. Remember, this is how Jimmy Butler knew he could make the play at the end of regulation to tie the game. There are conversations with Drew. Whenever he gets tired, I can take him. He's so competitive. He plays so hard. He wants to take the challenge. But at the end of the day, I wish I could guard him more.
Well, that's the good thing about that, though, is I always say, Jay, stay consistent. Giannis is consistent.
He is.
Giannis said this. Was it
A couple years ago? Yep, you're right.
When they played the Nets.
Yep.
Was it the Nets that they played?
Yep,
or something like that?
we were asking him to guard KD.
Yeah, he's consistent with it. The coach says, hey, this is what it is. I know we want him to do certain things, but again, Jay, the coach feels a certain way, and he's comfortable doing it that way.
So speaking of Giannis, You guys
there's so
don't
much
seem
cover
to want to
here.
talk Jimmy Butler.
No. We're going to talk Jimmy Butler.
No. You ignore Jimmy Butler all year and now continue to ignore the best playoff player in the world right now. But Giannis did have an interesting
Is he better
answer
than Michael Jordan?
to
Key,
a question.
Why? Don't do that.
What's that?
Key, can I ask you a quick question before Max?
Interesting answer to a
tosses
question about
break?
the season.
Yes.
At some point, did you ever tell the coach what you needed to happen
Come on,
the
man,
field?
Max, go to break.
Okay. I'm
Why
just
you
going to ask that
go
question.
to break,
Because
man. Go back.
at some point, Coach K, I
That's
need
a
the ball
waste-
here, man.
that's a-
I
that's
need
a-
that. I got, Coach, I got that.
That's a waste.
I got it.
You could have held.
I
that
don't
one.
care what you, it's no. I don't, no, you're wrong. I'm right. It's mine.
So you're favored to win the whole thing. Guys like Jay Will on national TV. The Bucks are going to win the whole
Denver.
thing.
I said Denver the other day.
Yes,
Jay,
he did
you might
change it
go
to
0
Denver,
for
but
2
when the
though.
playoffs started.
But what if you might go 0 for 2 though, Jay?
But the point is,
You're right.
when you are favored, Vegas favored the Bucks against everybody. When you are favored and you get bounced in the first round in 5 games, that's got to be a disappointment, right? A failure of a season. And Giannis was asked that question after the game. You're going to want to hear his response. That's coming up, and maybe we'll even talk about Jimmy Butler. KJM.
Back out to Allen. 2, 1. He didn't get the shot up. The Miami Heat advance to the second round. They are just the 6th, 8th seed to defeat a number 1 seed.
This is Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Make the precision decision with Precision Air.
Success may come and go, but integrity, that's forever. Hello, everybody. I'm Eric Bryan, the owner of Precision Air and Plumbing. We've worked in the air conditioning industry for years, and I've spent that time building my business on integrity. That's why we're the #1 ranked AC company in Arizona. At Precision Air and Plumbing, we promise to treat every customer with integrity, deliver quality, and earn your trust. You have my word on it. Make the precision decision today and call us at 602-FIX-MY-AC.
Check it out. You lifted your car? Yep. Refinanced my auto loan with Navy Federal Credit Union. Put the money I saved towards an 18-inch lift kit. Pretty sweet, huh? It's a minivan. Well, now it's a mega van.
Dad, I can't get down.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, we're here to help our members save toward their goals. Whatever they may be. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Mother, pronounced?
Mama. Mom.
Mom, where are the car keys?
She's a juggler of all things. This Mother's Day, celebrate her with fine jewelry from Shane Company. We have gifts in every price range. Surprise her with a diamond necklace, an engravable locket, or lustrous pearls. If she loves color, check out our jewelry with colorful gemstones. Visit us for a Mother's Day gift wrapped with a bow and ready to give.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com.
Hey, Santi. Your vitals are looking good. How's the pain today?
Same.
Well, it's about to get a whole lot worse. Did you hear your team just tanked again?
Come on.
Yeah, I want to help you feel better, but I don't know how to treat a losing streak.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man, get a touchdown.
At Banner Health, this is what care sounds like. Connecting with you where you are. Banner Health. Exhale.
At Fry's, we know the minute a tomato is picked, the fresh timer starts. The sooner we get our produce to you, the fresher it is. That's why we've shortened the time from harvest to home for our tasty tomatoes, strawberries, and salads. So no matter how you shop, you have more time with your fresh produce. Fry's, fresh for everyone.
And now, shop what you love and save $2 on each participating item when you buy 3 or more with your card. Fry's, fresh for everyone.
A new way to nitro is here. Try the new Starbucks Cinnamon Caramel Cream Nitro Cold Brew. Flavored to perfection with delicious notes of cinnamon and caramel. Smooth, creamy cold foam and velvety Nitro Cold Brew. Order yours on the Starbucks app.
TuneIn's exclusive Soul Groove puts the groove in your day, bringing you the soulful classics of the 70s, 80s, and 90s, all day long, around the clock. Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder,
Jimmy to the rim. The catch. Put up. It's in. He caught it. It made it. It's done with regulation. We're tied at 118. The Miami Heat advance to the second round. They are just the 6th, 8th seed to defeat a number 1 seed.
We were resilient. We were down late, so we stayed with it, got some stops, made some huge buckets, and stayed together. That's it.
JM, we're presented by Progressive Insurance, ESPN Radio Series XM Channel 80, the ESPN app. Download the podcast. So, look, I've been trying to talk about Jimmy Butler, but I'm outvoted. You know, Keyshawn Johnson, famous Miami hater, refuses to talk about the Miami Heat, and Jay Will, for some reason, doesn't want to talk about Jimmy Butler. Okay, guys, I'm outvoted.
First thing I said was Jimmy Butler is the number 1 playoff player in the NBA over the past 4 years.
I think I heard you say that.
Yeah. First thing I said.
We will get to Jimmy Butler. I will make sure. Don't worry, Miami, I got you. We're going to talk Jimmy Butler. However, I only, for some reason, have 1 vote, and they have 2 between them. So Giannis is, man.
At least our votes count.
Giannis is the most likable superstar. I'm going to say it. The most likable superstar in sports, period. He's the guy.
More than Shaq?
Well, Shaq's not playing anymore.
Yeah. Like ever.
Yeah, but
who are the most likable superstars
he's on the list.
in the NBA? He's on the list.
He's on the list.
Rushmore of lists.
American sports history, Giannis is on the list.
Most likable NBA superstars ever. Shaq.
Sports superstars.
Shaq, Steph. Giannis.
Giannis was
sports superstars ever.
NBA
he's
superstars.
on the list. What's not to like about Giannis?
I mean, Magic.
Yep,
Magic
is there.
I mean, it's a long laundry list, Jay.
And Giannis is on it.
Giannis
is on it. And as you start to whittle down the list, he's still on it.
Giannis is on it.
He was asked at the post-game presser. Now, understand, they're the 1 seed. Vegas says they're the favorites to win. Most experts to start the playoffs are picking the Bucks to win the championship. They're going up against the Heat team without at first Tyler Hero and then later Oladipo. By the way, Giannis goes down. What if he misses 2 games? Now he's back. They're going to win, right? But they lose. They get gentlemen swept 5 games. So clearly, you would consider that a major disappointment, and many people would say a failure of a season. And Giannis was asked at the post-game presser, if the season was a failure, listen to the way Giannis responds to this question.
You asked me the same question last year, Eric. Okay. Do you get the promotion every year on your job? No, right? So every year you work is a failure. Yes or no? No. Every year you work towards something, towards a goal, right? Which is to get a promotion, to be able to take care of your family, to be able, provide the house for them or take care of your parents. You work towards a goal. It's not a failure. It's steps to success. You know, and if you've never, I don't want to make it personal. So there's always steps to it. You know, Michael Jordan played 15 years, won 6 championships. The other 9 years was a failure. That's what you're telling me. No, I'm asking you a question. Yes or no? Okay, exactly. So why are you asking me that question? It's a wrong question. There's no failure in sports. You know, there's good days, bad days. Some days you are able to be successful. Some days you're not. Some days it's your turn. Some days it's not your turn. And that's what sports is about. You don't always win.
I mean, see, the thing, every time he opens his mouth, I like this dude more. You hear Giannis, you know, a lot of guys could sit up there and answer the question from the same point of view, but come across differently than Giannis. Giannis does not show any contempt for the person who asks the question. What he clearly tries to do there is explain, Jay, his point of view about things, which I think he articulated very well. And I think the underlying premise of what he says, I love how he says, take care of your family. He's not just talking about his kids. He says, take care of your parents, right? His mind is on the right kind of stuff. And what he says, what underlines it all is when you put in the work, when you try your best, it's not a failure. You know, even if you don't achieve the goal, you learn something and you come back and you try it again. I got to say, I love the answer.
The answer was on point for me. I think
absolutely
it's for a lot of people, it's how you're raised. And I think if you're a high school coach, a little league coach, that sound that you want to allow younger players to hear. Because Key, in my generation, it was win or bust, and it created a sense of urgency, absolutes like that. When people would say failures, like when I was in college, if we didn't win it, we failed, right? So 2 out of the 3 years we failed, but they were all steps towards us actually winning it and the growth process overall when you look at it in its entirety. That's how I'm allowed to frame it towards myself, but it doesn't give permission to other people to call me a failure when I've actually won a chip because I've gone through the steps to do it. And I think for GA, Keith, that was so, the way he said that, it didn't come off as him attacking the reporter.
No,
It came off as just try to understand how I see it and where I'm coming from.
No, absolutely. I remember, Jay, I opened my restaurant in Beverly Hills, and first restaurant, soul food restaurant, African-American in Beverly Hills. And somebody asked me a similar question. It was like, oh, well, you know, you sold it, it closed down. Do you think it was successful? I said it was successful because just opening the doors is successful in my eyes. It was a success opening the door. Being able to go and get the permits and do this and do that, and actually cutting the ribbon and turning out and opening up the doors and clicking the lights is success. And so when Giannis is talking about this from a basketball standpoint, first of all, he's already won an NBA title. Okay. To get to another one, as he said, Michael Jordan been to 15 years, won 6. Does that mean he's a failure because the other 9 he didn't show up? So I get exactly what he's saying, and hats off to Giannis. Now, people will say, based on, as Max said, the sports books had you at the beginning of the year, the beginning of the playoffs to win the NBA title. People will say it was a failure because you didn't win it based on other people's views. But that doesn't mean that you failed. That just means that you didn't win a championship. And you come back next year and you run it back.
This is it's really talking about process versus result. I just had this conversation with someone I know well yesterday who has a big goal in their life and feels a little stuck at the moment, but is pursuing the goal, right? When people say they want to live their dream or achieve their dream, the journey is the dream. That's the dream. So you win a championship. You think the dream is that moment, that 1 second in time, and then you celebrate with champagne the next day. That's your whole life, those 24 hours of celebration, or you sit there and reflect on it for a week. That's the dream? No, the dream was the whole journey that you took. That was the dream, right? And to me, that's what Giannis is saying. He's like, this work we're putting in, this journey we're on, that's all part of a larger success. And along those ways, there are little times where you come up short. It doesn't mean you have failed.
And also, to me, Key, this just continues to prove to people how hard it is to win a damn championship. People say it so nonchalantly. You know, it's hard. Everything has to go right. We talk about Tom Brady and the luck aspect, right? Or Michael Jordan and LeBron and the luck aspect. They're like, luck is by, what's your line about luck?
Luck is the residue of design.
Right? But to a certain extent, things need to go in your
Everything's
favor.
got to fall.
Ball got to bounce your way. If Giannis doesn't get hurt in game 1, we may be having a completely different conversation today.
But Kawhi's ball doesn't drop. Maybe the Sixers win the chip that year,
if
right?
Kawhi and Paul George aren't hurt, we may be having a different conversation about the
This
Clippers.
gets to something I've been wanting to say about Jimmy Butler, and that's coming up, and we got to get into the Lakers too.
If
and we got to
LeBron
take
wasn't
your
38.
calls. And Aaron Rodgers had his press conference yesterday, and the Knicks beat the Cavs and the Warriors. I mean, what a weekend. What a week in sports. Last week and a half. Unbelievable.
I was like, it's the weekend already?
Dude, I don't even know what day
it is.
I don't know what day it is.
I can't
it's
wait.
nonstop. There's probably a game going on right now.
As I said to New and Yates, I can't wait for the weekend. I need a break.
888 say ESPN KJM.
Hey, it's Greeny, and it's as good a week as we get on the sports calendar. The NBA and NHL playoffs continue fast and furious, and we're counting it down to the NFL draft. It's Greeny, starting 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
This is Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Hello, everybody. Eric Bryan, owner of Precision Air and Plumbing. If you're having plumbing problems, we've got you covered. My plumbing techs are some of the best in the industry. That's why we've been voted Arizona's #1 ranked company by our customers for more than 10 years. Whether you've got a clogged drain, looking for a tankless or standard water heater, or maybe even a full house repipe, Precision does it all. So make the Precision decision today and call us at 602-FIX-MY-AC.
If you're searching for a career that makes a difference, you could find it as a medical assistant. For over 50 years, Carrington College has been preparing students to make a difference with our healthcare-related programs, which means you'll get the right hands-on training and experience to prepare you for a job you can be proud of. With a campus near you and classes taught by professionals in the field, you'll graduate with the confidence to step right into a career in medical assisting and do it all affordably and in as few as 9 months. Go to carrington.edu or tap the banner to learn more. Visit carrington.edu/SEI for important information on program outcomes.
Check it out. You lifted your car? Yep. Refinanced my auto loan with Navy Federal Credit Union. Put the money I saved towards an 18-inch lift kit. Pretty sweet, huh? It's a minivan. Well, now it's a mega van.
Dad, I can't get down.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, we're here to help our members save toward their goals. Whatever they may be. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Mother, also called mom, doubles as chauffeur, ATM, and someone with great advice and unconditional love. This Mother's Day, make her day with fine jewelry from Shane Company. With so many diamonds and colorful gemstones, you can create a one-of-a-kind necklace. Pick her favorite color or choose a birthstone to represent each family member. You're going to crush it with a Mother's Day gift from Shane Company.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
Hey, Santi. Your vitals are looking good. How's the pain today?
Same.
Well, it's about to get a whole lot worse. Did you hear your team just tanked again?
Come on.
Yeah, I want to help you feel better, but I don't know how to treat a losing streak.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man, get a touchdown.
At Banner Health, this is what care sounds like. Connecting with you where you are. Banner Health. Exhale.
When you download the Fry's app, you have easy access to savings every day. Shop weekly sales and get personalized coupons to get the most value out of every trip, every time, whether you shop in-store or online. Download the Fry's app now to save big. Fry's, fresh for everyone. Must have a digital account to redeem offers. Restrictions may apply. See site for details.
Save big on your favorites with the Buy 5 or More, Save $1 each sale. Simply buy 5 or more participating items and save $1 each with your card. Fry's, fresh for everyone.
This is Andrea Canning from Dateline NBC. Dateline has brought you in-depth storytelling for 3 decades. And now TuneIn is bringing curated episodes in audio form to all your devices. Listen to chilling mysteries and eye-opening investigations, all from Dateline, the true crime original. Anywhere you are, courtesy of the TuneIn app. Plus, you can go commercial-free with TuneIn Premium. Sound good? Hear it all on TuneIn.
Not sure what to listen to next? Well, here's this week's top 3 things to listen on TuneIn.
Listen to all 3 rounds of the NFL Draft this week to find out where tomorrow's football stars will call home. Wrap up Jazz Appreciation Month with WWOZ, New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Station. Love hot hip-hop and R&B? Great news. The NBA, the league that's nonstop, is bringing you nonstop commercial-free listening all month.
Find these and more trending items on the homepage of TuneIn.
Instead of fly ball to left back, onto the track.
Hey, baseball fans, this is Buster Olney of the Baseball Tonight podcast. The MLB season is now playing on TuneIn Premium, featuring live home calls of every Major League Baseball team. Only TuneIn Premium gives you access to blackout-free coverage at home or on the road, from walk-off home runs to no-hitters.
He's done Expos, Charles! The 8th no-hitter in history!
All the way through the World Series. Search MLB to start listening.
You already know that the TuneIn app lets you listen on the go. But did you know that you can listen to TuneIn in your car too? Take TuneIn on the road by staying connected with CarPlay, Android Auto, or Bluetooth. Plus, you can tap on the car icon from the home screen on your app for a simplified experience that's safer for the car. Shorten your commute with all your favorite audio on TuneIn.
Score.
Goes out to center screen. Jimmy didn't need it. Got cut off by Holiday. Spins, fires along two. He got nothing but net. It's 42 for Jimmy Buckets mid-range. Just beneath the right wing.
That's how it sounded on 560 WQAM as Jimmy Butler with 42. The Heat staged a second straight stunning fourth quarter rally before winning 128-126 in OT. Game 5. Gentlemen sweep the top-seeded Bucks. The Miami Heat advance to face the Knicks, who polished off the Cavs in 5 games behind a 106-95 win in Cleveland. Jalen Brunson, Jimmy Butler, big-time performers. Steph Curry, speaking of big-time performers, and Draymond Green, you know, the two guys who reinvented the modern NBA. Steph with his highest scoring game, or Draymond had his highest scoring game in more than 5 years, and the Warriors earned their first road win against Sacramento. They beat the Kings 123-116, and now get to go back home with a chance to close it out. 3-2 series lead. Desmond Bane, 33 and 10 boards. Ja with 31 and 10 boards. Riz staved off elimination, beating the Lakers 116-99 to force a Game 6 fight. The Grizzlies were favored in this game, by the way. SportsCenter is brought to you by eBay Motors. A championship team is about each player being a perfect fit. Same with your vehicle. So for the parts that fit, head to eBay Motors and look for the green check. Stay in the game with eBay Motors Guaranteed Fit. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Morant peering in from the top, crosses over on Shooter, explodes to the basket, scoops around Davis, and scores again. John Morant has taken over the ball game. That's the final tonight. Zeros on the clock. Streamers will fall from the rafters. The Grizzlies force a Game 6.
Those guys were spectacular tonight. We're going to need even more and better from them in Game 6. But these guys definitely play with force. That was stuff we were talking about before the game.
Go, motivate, 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 motivate.
Keyshawn J. Will Max, presented by Progressive Insurance. We're going to get to the Lakers in just a second. I've been wanting to talk a little more Jimmy Butler. I thought of this analogy, Jay, because you were talking about kind of eras and how Jimmy Butler, since he's been on the Heat, you track those 4 years, finals.
Mm-hmm.
Always on an undermanned team, by the way, right?
I don't need an NBA champion. I don't think you need an NBA championship to be the best playoff
performer. So since he's so you say he's I agree, but you don't need a what, Jay? A championship.
Well, people are saying, well,
you
can't be the number one playoff performer if you don't have an NBA championship, and I very much disagree with that.
Right.
Because I think he's carried teams way further than anybody's expected him to do.
Depends on the strength of your team.
Exactly.
So here's the analogy, okay? When you have in certain eras Michael Jordan or LeBron James, they are so much better than the next best guy. Like through LeBron's prime, it was never like, I wonder if this guy's as good as. No, he was head over. Same thing with Jordan. It was okay. You get a guy like that, when you give that guy a squad, it's a wrap. You know who's going to win. They got the squad. Now, that's kind of like boxing, right? You have when Muhammad Ali's in his prime, Mike Tyson was in his prime, you knew what was going to happen. That's actually less interesting than in other kinds of eras where you know, if Ali gets a little past his prime and now Frazier and Foreman and Norton, these guys are coming up, now you don't know who's going to win. Now it's really interesting. When Mike Tyson's a little past his prime, and now you have Holyfield and Lennox and all these guys, much more interesting era. Now that LeBron has come back to the pack, he's still an elite player, but he's in that mix with other guys. And you have so many loaded teams with guys like that, right? Where it's not clear. Now we have to analyze Jimmy Butler. It's like when Giannis said, just because I don't win the championship, it's not a failure. Let's analyze Butler for a second. He basically got, as a fighter, he got a title shot. Came up short, but he got the title shot, right? He's beaten some top 10 contenders in recent years. The question is going to be, will history ultimately record him as a guy who finally won the championship, as an NBA champion? That question is very much open. He is still performing it at a very high level, and he is showing right now that he has the ability to lead a group that really you look at, you go, they're not as good. past groups that going in, you think maybe they're not as good, right? Jimmy Butler is live basically every year in that conversation. And given the era and the fact that there is no LeBron James in his prime, he could do it.
Eric Spoelstra said something last night, Key, about Jimmy, where he said, a lot of people in the NBA play basketball, but a lot of people don't always compete to win. And he said words like maniacal, psychotic, right? Really defining who Jimmy Butler is. And if you ever spent any time with Jimmy, Jimmy doesn't care who the hell you are. He doesn't care what accolades you bring to the table. It is, you are in a street fight with him. It's no weapons, just your fist in the back dark alleyway. And 99% of the time, he's going to be that dude that's going to walk out on his own 2 feet. That's who Jimmy Butler is as a day-to-day individual. And we talked about it all last year. His story, like contextually, if you understand this dude, getting a letter of intent while working at McDonald's back in the day, right? Like he's always scraped and clawed.
Came in the league as a defensive stopper who couldn't score. And then it was like, maybe he gets you 20. And now it's like, look at this dude.
I got crow today. Respect. That's all I got to say. Respect to Jimmy and the Heat.
Now the moment that Keyshawn Johnson's been waiting for all morning.
Well, I actually left and went up and got some water and came back and,
LeBron James, after last night's game. Is it still tonight? Last night? What day is it? LeBron James had a 28.9% effective field goal percentage on jumpers. It's the worst of any player this postseason. The Lakers still have not figured out minutes without AD in the series. They're plus 38 with AD on the court. Plus 38. They're minus 33 when he's off the court. They're the other team when he's off the court in the first round. In game 5, plus 6 with AD, minus 23 without him. What does this mean for the series, Key? What does it mean for the series?
It just means that AD has to, number one, when it comes to AD has to stay on the floor and stay healthy. When he fell down and hurt his little tailbone, I was, obviously my eyes rolled and got a little mad. But if this all goes through AD, when he's on the floor and he's doing his job, whether LeBron is on the floor with him or not, the Lakers have a better chance of winning, which is clear. He played phenomenal last night. AD did play phenomenal last night. I would love to see him continue to play more of a finesse game than try to get down low and bang because he misses shots when he's down down there trying to be, a big old 7 foot, 260 pound guy. Be more finesse. Be that guy. And I think he did a good job last night in doing that. Lakers will be fine, I think, back at home. LeBron, on the other hand, he looked 38 last night for whatever weird reason. I don't know if it was because the travel, the minutes he logged 2 nights ago. I don't know what it was. But I think he'll be better at home tomorrow night. At least I think so, Jay.
Okay, I can tell you why he looked 38. I mean, the pace of the game was frenetic. It was the fastest pace that we've seen in this series. There were a couple possessions where it was fast break, fast break, fast break, fast break, fast break, fast break, fast break. I was like, damn. And you saw Taylor Jenkins and the Memphis Grizzlies increase the tempo of the game to wear out the legs. So right now, what's happening, what you're seeing in real time, Key, is we're having a game every other day.
Yeah.
So for older teams with the travel back and forth, you factor in that from LA to Memphis. Now we're going back to LA, off day game tomorrow.
That's a real trip too.
Memphis is saying the faster we can make this pace is the more we can wear down the legs of LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
But see, I think being at home, Jay, is going to help them.
Well, agreed. I'm just telling you. Yeah.
The time difference.
The energy level. But the energy level was very different last night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very different last night.
The energy level was all on Memphis. I want to say one thing to you, though, Jay. I found another guy I cannot stand.
Who?
Ja. I can't stand him. I don't like him.
Why? Was it the alley he caught over LeBron now?
I just don't. He's just in our way. He's just bothering me.
He doing.
He's just in the way.
Boy, doing.
Like, go sit down somewhere, man. Like, dudes like that. He a smaller guy, but he plays big. It's like, man, just go sit down somewhere.
I mean,
it's like, come on, man.
Here's the question.
It's not just jockey. I mean, Desmond Bane's been the best player on the court the last 2 games.
Desmond Bane has been good for him, but for some reason, it's the hair. It's the hair moving around. It's I'm a dunk on you, even though I'm like 12 inches shorter than you, right? I mean, it's just I don't know.
The athleticism though, like real talk, just like I ain't never seen nothing like it, man. It's D Rose type ability, but maybe slightly better,
more floaty.
It's better,
yeah, more floaty.
The one he caught the other day, LeBron was backpedaling to try to get it. And I know he had a running start, but he literally caught the ball 2 hands over Bronze, 1 hand.
And he shoots it better than D Rose.
I mean, he's doing all this come off the hand injury. So I hear your confidence level, Key, even though I still think the margin is slight for the Lakers at home.
Oh, I never said it was a slight margin. Look, man, and I know when teams play at home, there's a certain energy level that comes with it. And when star players like LeBron James say, I'm not having that again, that switch turns on.
But here's the question coming up,
This ain't Dylan
Key.
Brooks we talking about, Jay, running his mouth.
Wait a minute, we got to do
LeBron
some
James
stuff here. But here's the question. I want you to answer on the other side.
Dylan Brooks shouldn't be saying anything the way he's shooting the rock.
Before we get to the calls. Sorry, gentlemen, but you're going to have to stop now. 888-SAY-ESPN, 729-3776. Before we get to the calls, I want to know from Keyshawn Johnson and Jay Will. AD had a big game and the Lakers lost. He seems to have a big game every other day offensively. Did the Lakers just waste the big game from AD? Does this mean we could be looking at a game 7?
Yes.
Keyshawn J. No. Wait until the
we got
was
2
a tease.
minutes until the break.
No. The break was a minute and a half.
Man, Max need them 2 minutes, man.
888-SAY-ESPN.
Max go gobble them up.
Crosses over on Shooter, explodes to the basket, scoops around Davis, and scores again. John Morant has taken over the ball game. That's the final tonight. 0's on the clock. The Grizzlies force a game 6.
More Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max next.
You hearing this? It sounds like
this is playoff basketball.
Time to tap into playoff mode. That non-stop, claw your way to the top, give it all you got type of thing. From inside the paint to outside the arena.
Where did this come from?
Everybody's got to get in playoff mode and stay in playoff mode. Every single round. The NBA playoffs presented by Google Pixel continue on ABC, ESPN, TNT, and NBA TV.
Need a new AC unit? Then go to newacunit.com and save thousands in just 10 minutes. All systems have a 100% money-back guarantee and installed by local AC experts.
Save thousands, save time, buy online, newacunit.com.
If you're searching for a career that makes a difference, you could find it as a medical assistant. For over 50 years, Carrington College has been preparing students to make a difference with our healthcare-related programs, which means you'll get the right hands-on training and experience to prepare you for a job you can be proud of. With a campus near you and classes taught by professionals in the field, you'll graduate with the confidence to step right into a career in medical assisting and do it all affordably and in as few as 9 months. Go to carrington.edu or tap the banner to learn more. Visit carrington.edu/SCI for important information on program outcomes.
Ready to get the ring? I'm on the design team at Chain Company, and I'm excited to tell you about our unique engagement rings, designed in-house and inspired by our travels across the globe. There's something special here for everyone and every budget. Classic styles, vintage-inspired rings, and ring settings designed to showcase every stone shape, like a pear-shaped diamond or a marquee. Visit Chain Company for a ring as unique as your love.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
Hey, Santi. Your vitals are looking good. How's the pain today? Same. Well, it's about to get a whole lot worse. Did you hear your team just tanked again? Come on. Yeah, I want to help you feel better, but I don't know how to treat a losing streak. Yeah. I'm just saying, man, get a touchdown.
At Banner Health, this is what care sounds like. Connecting with you where you are. Banner Health. Exhale.
When you download the Fry's app, you have easy access to savings every day. Shop weekly sales and get personalized coupons to get the most value out of every trip, every time, whether you shop in-store or online. Download the Fry's app now to save big. Fry's, fresh for everyone. Must have a digital account to redeem offers. Restrictions may apply. See site for details.
Save big on your favorites with the Buy 5 or More Save $1 each sale. Simply buy 5 or more participating items and save $1 each with your card. Fry's, fresh for everyone.
Have you seen the cost of eggs lately? With these prices, we'd barely be scraping by if it weren't for Dave. It's the banking app that advances us up to $500 instantly. There's no interest, late fees, or credit checks. No joke. You can get
Morant peering in from the top, crashes over on Schroeder, explodes to the basket, scoops around Davis, and scores again. John Morant has taken over the ball game. That's the final tonight. Zeros on the clock. Streamers will fall from the rafters. The Grizzlies force a game 6.
Those guys were spectacular tonight. We're going to need even more and better from them in game 6. But these guys definitely play with force. That was stuff we were talking about before the game.
Sean J. Willimax, presented by Progressive Insurance. Guys, all right, I asked you both going into that last break. The Lakers just wasted an AD game, right? He seems to have a big offensive game. Good defensively, period, but offensively every other night. And you expect them to win those games, every other game, rather, because they're playing every other night now in the playoffs. Jay, let me start with you. Are you concerned that the Lakers just wasted a closeout opportunity and a big AD game, and now it's kind of, even though heading home, maybe he doesn't have a big offensive game, how do they win that game? Are you concerned?
Yes. Look, I still favor the Lakers at home, but I am worried that the last couple of games you've been finding Ja find his rhythm a lot more off the hand injury. Desmond Bane has been playing better. Luke Kennard is making threes, extending the floor. Malik Beasley, where is he at? Where is he on the court? So in days that AD gets it done, you're still the legs of LeBron James. You don't expect him to be what? I think he was 1 of 9 from the 3-point line. You don't. But once again, if the tempo of the game is allowed to be maintained, where you got guys like Reeves and D'Lo playing at a frenetic pace, that's not who the Lakers are. Like, there's execution in the half court dominating you on the boards. They didn't win the boards last night. Those are things that make you concerned.
Key, they're heading back to LA. Are you concerned that having not won a big AD game, we could be looking at a game 7 in this series?
You know, I'm not concerned with that. I'm concerned with them just allowing, like Jay say, Ja, who I would prefer to go sit in a corner and have a snow cone or something.
Go sit somewhere.
Snow cone.
Yeah, I'm concerned with how they can control him, because I haven't seen anybody from a defensive standpoint slow him down. And each day he'll get healthier and healthier, which could be problematic. But I also know, and I believe with my heart of hearts, that Jay, you know this as an ex-athlete and a superstar in your own right, that when you say you're going to do something, most likely you're going to do that. And when I look at LeBron James, say, hey, hold on. I know what that looked like out on the court. That's not me. That will not happen again. Don't worry about that. I got to take and be faithful in what he's saying and take that to heart, because he's coming back to LA and the crowd will be behind him. They'll be behind the Lakers, because we don't want to go back. If we go back to Memphis, we might as well just go home.
Yeah, y'all go back to
Memphis.
Memphis.
We might as well go home. Yeah, we might as well go home.
I agree, Key. This feels game 6 like a LeBron game for the exact reasons you just identified. 888 say ESPN. Evans in Georgia. You're on KJ.
And Jock can get some popcorn with the snow cone too.
Just sit there.
Good morning, brothers. How y'all doing?
What's good, man?
Hey, I heard Jay was talking about in reference about Coach Bud tap dancing about whether he should be fired or not. Let me help you out, Jay.
I wasn't tap dancing. He tried to tap dance for me. I wasn't tap dancing.
I was trying to protect you, brother.
Right.
He got to go. I mean, I think Coach Bud just don't have that it factor. I mean, Milwaukee had the easiest path to the Eastern Conference Final. and he made no adjustments. He needs to be evaluated. He got to go. Congratulations to the Miami Heat. I think it's going to be a fantastic series between the Knicks and Heat.
So Evan, real quick.
but-
So this is the next logical question to ask when somebody says definitively he needs to go. Who are you replacing him with?
Well, that's the thing. I don't think it's a coach out there that can come to Milwaukee. He needs somebody with a championship caliber. If I had to pick one, and this might be a long stretch, why not Tyrone? Why not Coach Lue? But I know he's under contract with the Clippers.
I mean, Ty Lue would be incredible if he decides to leave the Clippers, but he is under contract.
Since you want to replace him, you're trying to find a coach. If in fact, Jay, they wanted to replace him. Can a guy like Mark Jackson, who wants to get back into coaching, can he coach that personnel?
He could. Maybe
his time has passed him by.
I'll give you one that would be interesting. That I know a lot of people probably wouldn't see it though, but I think she is incredible. Becky Hammon. I think she is incredible.
Off the Popovich tree.
I think she is one of the best coaches. I know she is now in the WNBA, but she deserves a real shot at an NBA franchise
If it becomes available.
available.
Sam Cassell.
Sam could be one. Rookie head coach,
Luther in Rochester, you're on KJM, ESPN Radio. Luther?
You hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Got you.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, fellas.
What's good, man?
Playoff Jimmy does it again, man. Let's go. The Knicks versus Heat rivalry renewed, but Max, I called last time, I don't know if you remember, but I said, I didn't really explain why I blame Pat Riley for the Heat. The reason why I blamed him was because, I feel like in order for us to win, we had to sign somebody in the offseason, to create, somebody create their own shot or get a quality, PG that can run the floor. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you just can't rely on Jimmy the whole way. I feel like he's going to burn out. You know what I'm saying? But hey,
I do know what you're saying. That's a real danger.
Right, exactly. That's the only reason why I blame Pat Riley, because Eric Spoke going to do what he's going to do. He's going to coach. He's going to coach some boys up, and they're going to play hard. So, hey, we on to the next round with your Knicks. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Lowry was supposed to be that guy, right? When they acquired him, it has not turned out that way. Imagine this.
They got good pieces with Zeller and Kevin Love, though, in March. Those are big additions.
But even though it hasn't worked out with some guys, Pat Riley's put rosters together, man.
I guess fans, though, in Miami, every time I talk down there to people and doing radio down there, they always want that additional superstar. Yeah. They think, right? Like another top five.
Pat Riley doesn't.
Oladipo was that, but like it just.
Believe me, Pat Riley wants another superstar, right? Yeah. But in the meantime, he puts out a competitive product every single year. Did we underestimate the defending champion Golden State Warriors? Not me, but these guys. Did these two guys underestimate the defending champion Golden State Warriors?
Max never gets it wrong.
888 say ESPN. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, ESPN Radio.
I'm Tim Hattrick. Don't let porch pirates steal your sanity. Open a mailbox at the UPS store with secure package acceptance from all shipping carriers. Your mailbox will have a street address, not a P.O. box number, and 24-hour access is available at many locations. So the next time you're expecting a package to be there, you can trust it will be at the UPS store. They'll hold your mail and packages in a safe location until you're ready to pick them up. Mailboxing, one of the many ways your small business can be unstoppable with the UPS store.
If you're searching for a career that makes a difference, you could find it as a dental assistant. For over 50 years, Carrington College has been preparing students to make a difference with our healthcare programs. You'll get the right hands-on training and experience to prepare you for a job you can be proud of. With a campus near you, you'll graduate with the confidence to step right into a career in dental assisting. Plus, do it all affordably and in as few as 9 months. Go to carrington.edu and see the difference we can make together. Programs vary by location. Visit carrington.edu/SCI for important information on program outcomes.
Spring savings is going on now at Discount Tire. Online only, get up to $190 in combined savings on tires and wheels. Offer ends April 30th. Discount Tire. Let's get you taken care of.
Check it out. You lifted your car? Yep. Refinanced my auto loan with Navy Federal Credit Union. Put the money I saved towards an 18-inch lift kit. Pretty sweet, huh?
It's a minivan.
Well, now it's a mega van.
Dad, I can't get down.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, we're here to help our members save toward their goals. Whatever they may be. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
What's your favorite diamond shape? Princess cut, pear shape, emerald cut? At Shane Company, we offer both natural diamonds and lab-grown diamonds in 10 different shapes. Every Shane Company diamond is hand-selected by our experts for beauty and sparkle. Come in and see them with your own eyes. Whether you choose a diamond from the earth or made in a lab, it will be the highest quality within its grade. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and shaneco.com.
Hey, Santi. Your vitals are looking good. How's the pain today?
Same.
Well, it's about to get a whole lot worse. Did you hear your team just tanked again?
Come on.
Yeah, I want to help you feel better, but I don't know how to treat a losing streak. Yeah. I'm just saying, man, get a touchdown.
At Banner Health, this is what care sounds like. Connecting with you where you are. Banner Health. Exhale.
At Fry's, we know the minute a tomato is picked, the fresh timer starts. The sooner we get our produce to you, the fresher it is. That's why we've shortened the time from harvest to home for our tasty tomatoes, strawberries, and salads. So no matter how you shop, you have more time with your fresh produce. Fry's, fresh for everyone.
And now, shop what you love and save $2 on each participating item when you buy 3 or more with your card. Fry's, fresh for everyone.
You're listening to ESPN Radio. Did you know that you can listen to all your favorite ESPN radio programming without the ads? Start a free trial on TuneIn Premium to unlock access for ESPN Radio commercial-free. Plus, you'll get live MLB, NHL, Premier League, college sports, and more. Ready to get in the game? Search Premium now to unlock exclusive access.
This is Keith Morrison from Dateline NBC. Dateline has brought you in-depth storytelling for 3 decades. And now, TuneIn is bringing curated episodes in audio form to all your devices. Listen to chilling mysteries and eye-opening investigations, all from Dateline, the true crime original, anywhere you are, courtesy of the TuneIn app. Plus, you can go commercial-free with TuneIn Premium. Sound good? Hear it all on TuneIn.
Think you know rock, funk, and soul? Think again. Boss Radio 66 delivers music like you've never heard. Hear hits with an off-the-radar twist. Looking for soul classics or high-energy songs from the birth of rock and roll? You'll hear rare selections of your favorite songs on Boss Radio 66 and guest DJs like Tom Hanks spinning go.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Curry now goes to the basket, got hit and scores. Everything that could have went wrong for Sacramento does. And the Golden State Warriors spent a house of horrors on the road all season long, come up with the pivotal 5th game win.
No, we executed. We was able to bring the physicality and keep the possession battle almost even. We turned the ball over a little bit, but not as much as we did the first 2 times we was here. And that was all the keys into coming into the game, and we was able to execute.
21, can you do something for me?
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, ESPN Radio, Sirius XM Channel 80. We are presented by Progressive Insurance. Aaron Rodgers had a press conference yesterday. We're going to get to that in a little bit. Introductory press conference with the New York Jets. We're going to get into that. There's stuff to get into. We haven't even really been able to talk about the Knicks closing out the Cavs yesterday. So much stuff going on. Jimmy Butler's another all-time great performance in the playoffs, an 8 beating a 1 in 5 games. We got into Giannis and how he answered the reporter's question, asking him if it was a failure. How Giannis, once again, the most likable superstar in sports, even in a moment like this. But guys, before we've touched on stuff. We have stuff yet to get to. The Warriors, who are the defending champs, are up 3-2 now. They finally got a road win. They're going to have to get a road win in this series to win because they don't have home court. Well, they do now. like Jay, to start these playoffs,
Max,
there were two teams in the West I thought had better chances than anyone else. It was the Suns and the Warriors. You may have slept on the Warriors. That was not me. But go ahead. Now, say, when did I say it? No, you didn't. All that nonsense. The two of you, Heckle and Jekyll over here. Go ahead.
Oh, God.
what did I tell you what happened game 3? And you tried to push back on my narrative.
You said that it was must win for the Kings, or else they would lose
And why
momentum.
did I say that?
Because if they didn't take advantage of the opportunity, given that Draymond was not going to play, that would give the Warriors momentum, and the Warriors have taken it since then. That was the correct analysis at the time.
And by the way, it still is the correct analysis at this time as well. Steve Kerr decided, look, at that moment, can't play Dre. Now we're going to go with one guy who's a non-shooter, Kevon Looney, who had 20 rebounds again last night, by the way.
He's been so good.
20 rebounds again last night, 22 to be exact. He decided to stop playing those two together as much so they can be scorers. There could be more scorers. And then the next game, bringing Draymond off the bench, they had 4 players last night score 20 points. Key, when I was going to tell you, Alan Yates and I talk hoops all the time via text messages. And there are certain teams that when I watch them play, I get this euphoric like feeling, because I'm like, I would do anything to play in that system. And there's a flow state. We know how we hear athletes talk about that flow state. The flow state of Golden State's offense is so next level. And nobody can stop Steph because it's perpetual movement all the time. He's probably the most difficult guard in the league because of the continuity that they put him around. And Clay was making shots off the dribble last night. He was a shot creator.
He's always been capable of doing that. It's just when you pick your poison against the Warriors, you would take that. If you can get Clay to put the ball on the floor, at least you have a shot.
You got him. Draymond Green made threes last night. He was making plays. That was a masterclass on the defensive and offensive end. And Andrew Wiggins is giving you defensive possessions. Jordan Poole's knocking down shots. He gave you 6 assists, 0 turnovers. What have we been talking about him, saying he's been loose with the ball? And the reason why Golden State's been in a situation because they've been turning the ball over. You just feel this team coming into their own. Andrew Wiggins not playing basketball for 2 months. Now he's starting to find his rhythm. It's time to start talking about this team as real contenders, Key.
Well,
real contenders.
I think it's been time.
Yeah.
I don't think it's been time because there's been a lot of question marks.
No, it was question marks based on the record on the road, Jay.
Yeah.
And the fact that Wiggins was missing a little bit of time for his personal issues he was dealing with his family or whomever. And at the end of the day, he's back in the fold. But also, when you mention a guy like Clay, you say off the dribble, Clay's healthier now. You got to remember, he was 2 years removed from major injuries. That's what it takes when you are injured like him. So now he looks like a different player. Obviously, Steph is Steph. And when you look at Draymond settled down now, right? He's not the guy that we saw the first couple games. For whatever reason, I think that little bit of a suspension has calmed him down to some degree. Realize that he could potentially cost his team and himself another championship. He's settled down, giving you 21 points last night. Okay, he gave you 21. He had 7 assists. That's big time point guard stat sheet right there. And then in terms of Steph Curry, I mean, it's really, what you gonna say? There's nothing really to say.
Let's go down that list, Key. I think you bring up a great point about Draymond that settled him down. I thought the series was over when he got the suspension. That's why I remember I was livid about that suspension. I thought it was unwarranted. And I thought that this could cost them. They need to defend. I still thought if Draymond plays, they can win this series. I picked them to win going in. But obviously Sacramento very live. But once Draymond was suspended, I was livid because I thought, wait a minute. They just won the championship. The fact that they were losing on the road, Key, to me was no big deal because really what it meant all season was they have a veteran team. They were older, hurt, coming off injury. They were saving their best stuff for home. They had to kind of self-load manage on the road.